We have been hearing a lot of industry experts say that India is currently going through stagflation. What is this phenomenon? Let's delve into some economics today, shall we? So, stagflation is a combination of two words, stagnation and inflation. Now, it is a situation where the economy is having low business activity or recession along with unemployment, and to top it off, also rising inflation. So, it is almost like all the devilish functions are at play at the same time. Now, let's go a little into the past when the world experienced stagflation for the first time. It was in the 1970s. The OPEC, or the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, decided to reduce the supply of oil. Now that sent the prices of oil skyrocketing. In that period, the price of oil almost quadrupled or rose 4 times. I think till then the world hadn't even realized how reliant it was on oil. Oil was used in the production of everything from paper to plastic, chemicals to cars, agriculture to healthcare, and so much more. So, when the prices of oil went up, the prices of almost all other commodities also spiraled. Now, at that time, the speed at which wages were increasing was somewhere here. But the pace at which the prices of goods and commodities was increasing was somewhere here, which means that the increase in wages was not able to keep up with the increase in prices of goods and services. In short, demand fell. Businesses suffered, but the economy suffered even more. And the one thing that was strong and only kept getting stronger or just kept going higher was inflation. So now the world was faced with a very peculiar situation. While they were dealing with recession on one hand, they were also dealing with a very high inflationary situation on the other, where the cost of things only kept becoming higher and the purchasing capacity of everyone like you and me only kept getting lower. Now, before we move ahead, let's understand the two concepts that are related to stagflation. First, inflation, and second, GDP. Now, inflation is the increase in prices of goods and services over a period of time. Now, there are two ways to calculate inflation. One is WPI, which is also called the Wholesale Price Index, and two is the CPI, which is also called the Consumer Price Index. Now, what these are actually lie in the name themselves. Wholesale price inflation is the prices of goods that are bought in bulk at the wholesale level. And Consumer Price Index, or CPI, is the price that the final consumers like you and me pay for goods and services, maybe to our local grocer. Now, the second variable in stagflation is GDP. Now, GDP is the value of all goods and services that are produced within a country's border over a specified period of time, which could be maybe a quarter or it could be a year. Now, let's see how these variables normally react so that we could then see how they would react in a stagflationary situation. Now, since right now during the coronavirus, we have seen our economy take a hit. So for convenience, let's see what happens to an economy when it is down, and then we can compare it to actually what is happening today. Lower GDP means business activities are low, which means businesses would shut down. People would face unemployment. Therefore, the aggregate national income of our country as a whole would fall, which would lead to lower demand. Lower demand means lower prices, or in other words, lower inflation. Basically, growth and inflation move in the same direction. Now, in a situation like this, in an attempt to revive the economy, the government, along with the central bank, could resort to some monetary and fiscal stimulus. Now, as an example, they could lower the interest rates. Now, lower interest rates would encourage people to borrow more at these lower rates. In a way, they would also end up spending more. So, demand would increase and that would help revive the economy. Now, lowering taxes would also have a similar effect. Lower taxes means that the post-tax income in our hands is more, which enables us to spend more, demand increases, and hence the economy would go up. Now, a side effect of this is that the inflation could also go up. But when the economy is down, and since the inflation is already low, so when a government or the central bank gives this kind of a stimulus, the increase in inflation wouldn't really harm us that much. Now let's come to the big question. Is India in a stagflation currently? This pandemic has had an adverse effect on our economy. For the first quarter of this fiscal, which is April to June 2020, our GDP contracted by 24%. We experienced a degrowth. Now, the CPI or the Consumer Price Index inflation for the same period was around 6.5%. Now, our central bank, which is the RBI, has set a target inflation range which should be between 2% and 6%. So, the 6.5% is actually beyond their comfort zone. So now India is faced with this situation of slowing GDP, rising unemployment because of job losses, and also rising inflation. Looking at these parameters, it can be said that maybe we are in a stagflation. Now, a reason that we are facing high inflation is because of supply shortages of goods. Now, since the lockdown has happened, it caused a lot of disruptions in the production of goods. Now, this coupled with logistic disruptions, which means that whatever was being produced, it was getting difficult to get these goods delivered to the final consumers. I think we all at some point have been witness to this, because during the lockdown, we might at some point in time have had a difficulty to get our hands on some basic necessities. And since the demand for goods remained constant, but the supply could not match up, this led to the increase in prices of goods and services, which translated into higher inflation. So now we are faced with a double whammy, that of slowing growth and high inflation. And this situation is what we call stagflation. Now, you will recollect that we had just discussed that in a normal situation of low GDP growth, where the inflation is also low, the policymakers can actually give a stimulus through maybe lower taxes or lower interest rates. Now, in a stagflation situation, imagine if they were to do any of these things, what would happen? If demand goes up, prices go up, the inflation that is already high will just go even higher. Hence, I think that our policymakers actually have one of the toughest decisions to make and toughest jobs to do, and I don't envy them one bit. However, this situation could only be transitory, which means only for the short term. Hopefully, once this pandemic curve starts flattening and things start returning to normalcy, we should be able to overcome this issue. Another interesting aspect here is if we were to look at WPI, which is Wholesale Price Index, instead of CPI, then maybe we would come to a different conclusion. Now, the WPI for June 2020 was negative 1.8%. Now, let's compare this with negative GDP that we had of 24%. Now these two put together, it looks like a normal situation. That is not that of stagflation. Why? Because in this case, WPI, inflation, and GDP are moving in the same direction, which is downward. So actually, if you were to ask 10 different economists on their view on whether India is going through stagflation or not, you would actually end up with 10 different answers. Now, whether you may believe that India is in a stagflation or it is not in a stagflation, at least we can all agree on one thing, that this pandemic is soon behind us and we can all return to normal business activity at the earliest, right?